Gucci. Just the name alone makes you think of luxury, right? The glossy ads, the shiny bags, those iconic shoes that everyone wants but only a few can afford. When you think of Gucci, you probably picture high-end fashion, celebrities, and that feeling of walking into a store where everything is expensive and exclusive. But what if I told you there's a darker side to this glittering empire? What if Gucci, one of the most recognizable fashion brands in the world, has a history full of scandals, missteps, and a whole lot of controversy? Stick with me, because the untold story behind Gucci is far from glamorous. A dream turned into an empire. Before we dive into the juicy stuff, let's rewind a little. Gucci was founded back in 1921 by a man named Guccio Gucci in Florence, Italy. He started with a vision of creating high-quality leather goods that oozed Italian craftsmanship. His brand quickly gained attention, and over the years, Gucci grew into a global luxury powerhouse. By the 80s and 90s, everyone, from Hollywood stars to the ultra-wealthy, was rocking Gucci's iconic bags and clothing. But here's the twist. Behind the success, there were dark clouds brewing. Controversy #1, the blackface sweater incident, 2019. Let's start with one of the most shocking scandals that rocked the brand in recent years, the blackface sweater incident. Picture this. Gucci releases a black wool sweater with a large cutout around the mouth and red lips. Looks kinda strange, right? It didn't take long for people to point out that the design resembled blackface, an old racist practice where white performers would paint their faces black in exaggerated ways, mocking black people. The backlash was swift and loud. Social media exploded. Celebrities, activists, and everyday people were all over Gucci, calling them out for being insensitive and out of touch. And here's the kicker. This wasn't some random mistake. Gucci, one of the most well-known brands in the world, didn't even see this coming? How did no one in their design team, marketing department, or boardroom notice that this could be offensive? Gucci immediately pulled the sweater from stores and issued a public apology, but the damage had already been done. The question remained, how could a fashion house that's supposed to represent class and sophistication get something so basic, so wrong? Controversy #2, cultural appropriation in fashion. Gucci's troubles didn't stop there. In fact, another giant controversy came when people started accusing Gucci of cultural appropriation. What does that mean? It's when a brand or designer takes elements from another culture without giving proper credit or understanding the significance and uses it purely for profit. In 2018, Gucci released a pair of boots that were heavily influenced by Mexican art and patterns. Bright colors, geometric designs. It looked cool, right? But here's the thing. These designs had deep roots in indigenous Mexican culture, with meanings and traditions tied to them. And Gucci? Well, it was just using them for a fashion statement. No respect, no acknowledgement, just pure exploitation. People were furious. How could a brand that's supposedly about high-end fashion disrespect a culture like that? Again, Gucci didn't seem to realize the harm it was causing until the backlash started flooding in. But this wasn't an isolated incident. There were other times when Gucci used Native American symbols and Asian designs without understanding their deeper cultural meanings. This wasn't just bad taste, it was cultural ignorance at its worst. Controversy #3, the exploitation of labor. But wait, there's more. Gucci might look like the perfect brand from the outside, but there are serious questions about how it operates behind the scenes. Labor exploitation has been a long-standing issue for many luxury brands, and unfortunately, Gucci is no exception. While the brand proudly flaunts its Italian craftsmanship, many of its factories are located in countries where workers are paid next to nothing for their hard work. In places like India, China, and other low-wage countries, Gucci's suppliers have faced criticism for sweatshop-like conditions. Workers report long hours, low wages, and unsafe working environments. And here's the worst part. Gucci's main focus is on keeping costs low to maintain those high-end prices. In 2018, reports surfaced about Gucci's use of factories with terrible working conditions. There were even claims of forced labor. Now, Gucci did try to brush it off, claiming it was committed to ethical sourcing. But does the word ethical mean anything when the workers behind your products are struggling to survive? Controversy #4, gender identity gone wrong. Gucci's troubles didn't end with cultural appropriation and labor issues. No, they also had a big flop when it came to representing gender identity in the fashion world. In 2018, the brand launched a campaign promoting gender fluidity, and it totally missed the mark. Gucci tried to tap into the progressive movement around gender gender inclusivity, but many people felt the campaign was inauthentic. They accused Gucci of using the LGBTQ+ community for marketing and profit, without actually understanding or supporting their struggles. The models they chose didn't even seem to represent the very community they claimed to champion. It was like they were trying to be trendy, rather than making a meaningful statement. At a time when many companies were really starting to recognize the importance of supporting gender identity and inclusivity, Gucci's half-hearted attempt just made people roll their eyes. It wasn't enough to just put out a bunch of colorful designs and throw in a few rainbow references. Gucci needed to do more than that to prove they were genuinely invested in this cause. Controversy #5: Gucci and the revolving door of designers. It's no secret that fashion houses are constantly trying to stay relevant, and one of the easiest ways to do that is by hiring new creative directors who can bring fresh ideas. But Gucci's revolving door of designers has caused quite a stir. For years, the brand was led by Tom Ford, who turned it into an unstoppable force in the fashion world. Then came Alessandro Michele, who brought his own unique vision to the brand. But with every new designer comes a whole new direction for the company, and that means Gucci's identity can sometimes feel like it's all over the place. Sometimes, it felt like Gucci was trying to outdo itself with every new collection, mixing high fashion with bizarre, out-there designs that weren't always well received. Some people loved it. Others thought it was just a desperate attempt to stay relevant and edgy. This chasing of trends can hurt a brand's identity, and Gucci's constant stylistic shifts made people wonder if they were still true to their roots. The dark reality of Gucci's empire. At the end of the day, Gucci is a brand that represents the very best of fashion: glamour, luxury, and exclusivity. But behind all of that is a history filled with scandals, mistakes, and choices that make you question how far a brand is willing to go for profit. From racist blunders to cultural appropriation, labor exploitation, and gender insensitivity, Gucci's dark side is not just about bad press. It's about a lack of responsibility and a failure to recognize the impact of their actions. While Gucci might still reign as one of the world's top luxury brands, the question is, at what cost? The truth is, Gucci's empire is built on more than just beautiful bags and glitzy runway shows. It's also built on controversy, and sometimes, controversy can be more damaging than 1,000 sold-out collections. So the next time you walk past a Gucci store, or find yourself eyeing that beautiful bag, just remember, there's always more to the story than meets the eye. Is the price of luxury worth the price of a brand's questionable choices? You be the judge.